Hey guys, this is Chris Carlin from AndroidPIT.com, and we are here today with the HTC One M8 and the Samsung Galaxy S5 to do a little bit of a battery saving comparison. Both devices have power saving modes. The HTC One M8 has an extreme power saving mode and the S5 the ultra power saving mode. So what's the difference? Functionally speaking, not a great deal. They both kind of limit connectivity and other things like that, available apps. But the biggest difference that you'll notice is basically a hardware situation. The S5 has an AMOLED screen and the M8 has an LCD. So obviously AMOLED is better for black and white, and you'll see that in the power saving mode, whereas an LCD always has pixels illuminated, which means black and white makes no difference. So you'll see that in the HTC power saving mode. So let's have a look. So the M8's extreme power saving mode is pretty easy to access. Go into your settings, scroll down to power, and here we have all of our power settings. So you'll see the HTC has a normal power saving mode along with the extreme power saving mode. You can see if you turn that on, you'll see a little bit of screen dimness in play. And if we go into the extreme power saving mode, I'll let you have a quick read of that. But basically you'll get limited CPU usage, limited screen brightness of course, but as I said, because it's an LCD screen, you'll still have color, and there'll be limited data connections. So if we turn it on, that's it. It's pretty quick to switch on. You can see there background data has been restricted. And you only have access to 5 apps. So obviously the essentials like your dialer, messages, mail, and maybe not so essential, the calendar and the calculator. I'm not really sure if you'd need those in an emergency battery saving situation, but you've also got access to a world clock. Again, not necessarily that useful considering you already have the clock up the top. And you can see you can't access any of the quick notifications. The only way to get out of the extreme power saving mode on the M8 is to hit the exit button. You have your on-screen buttons, but they don't do anything. And that's basically it. It's quick to start, quick to finish, but it's quite limited. You only have a few useful apps, a few maybe not so useful apps, but according to HTC, on a 5% charge, you'll get 15 hours of battery life. One of the other good things is that you can set it to obviously manually whenever you want to, or you can set it to automatically turn on at 20%, 10% or 5%, which is something that the S5 doesn't offer. So that is the HTC One M8's extreme power saving mode. Okay, so with the Samsung Galaxy S5's ultra power saving mode, it's much the same. Same deal, go into your settings, and then in the quick settings you've got your power saving setting at the bottom. Go into that, and again, just like the M8, you've got a regular power saving mode, which you can see you can restrict your performance and also turn on the grayscale even in just regular power saving mode, which is kind of a nice option because it means you can have a grayscale power saving mode without going into the limited functionality of the ultra power saving mode. So let's back out of there and go into ultra power saving mode. You can have a quick read of that. But again, same deal, you're going to have some limitations like Bluetooth. Your Wi-Fi may be turned off when the screen is off, you may lose haptic feedback, things like that. So if we turn it on, one nice thing about the S5 is that you'll get not only a percentage, but you'll also get an estimation of how long you have in days, which the M8 doesn't have. So let's have a quick read of that, and then we can turn on. So the first thing you'll notice is grayscale. As we mentioned, AMOLED, because it's only the colored pixels are actually illuminated, so if a pixel is black, there is no electricity going through it, so there's no power draining from the battery. You'll also notice that the S5 takes quite a lot longer to actually turn on. But then we've got the same sort of setup. We've got the dialer, we've got messages, but instead of just email, we have complete access to the internet, which is, I think, much more useful than just email. The nice thing about the S5 though is that you can add extra apps if I can press on the button. So again, we've got fairly useless things like the calculator and maybe the memo, but it's really nice to know that you can have access to Google Plus even in an ultra power saving mode. And you have room for 2 extra apps. You also get your estimation of time at the bottom there. The other thing you can do is access your settings. So if you need to change anything in particular, you can. which you don't have on the M8, and same deal, you can still get to your settings the traditional way. So all in all, it's kind of apples and oranges. I mean, it depends if you like color or if you like black and white. And again, it depends on how much functionality you really want. If you really need Google Plus in a power saving mode, then obviously the S5 is going to be the choice for you. But if you just want something that works, both really, they're just going to work as you would expect, without having much of a chance to do a prolonged test to see just how long they last. We can't really pick a winner based on that, but both have some useless apps, some have some useful apps. I like that the M8 you can set to automatically go on, but I think the S5 probably wins in my opinion, just because it's a little more customizable, and obviously the AMOLED screen running on Greyscale is always going to be a winner in my opinion. But what do you think?